Hello everyone, this is Alexa Donne, and today I come to you with a super meta video about author platform. This right here counts as author platform, YouTube. So first off, as an aspiring writer of fiction, do you need an author platform? Short answer is no, it is not a requirement. But as an aspiring writer of fiction, should you have an author platform? Yes, absolutely. And once you have an agent and you're going after a book deal, big blinking red lights, yes, absolutely. But starting off, technically it is optional. An agent is not going to require you to have a platform, and generally a publisher is not going to care. But this is a gravy situation. If you do establish and work on an author platform, which includes primarily social media, and you do really well at it, that could be a huge bonus when it comes to getting an agent and getting a book deal. And it's going to make your life way easier once you do get a book deal, because you would have already put in the time to build your brand over a number of years and you won't have to start from scratch. What is your author platform? Well, that is a big, broad, nebulous term, and it can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But from my perspective, especially in the context of the YA industry, that means a few basic things. It means existing on the internet on at least one social media brand. It means having a professional website with relevant information on it. It means deciding on a name, which might be a pen name, and a brand that you build consistently over a number of years, so that when people see your name, or eventually your book's name, or your photo, they automatically have an idea of who you are and what you do. Your brand, and in essence your platform, are also about what you choose to share publicly on the internet and what it says about you. In essence, your platform is all the places where you choose to put yourself and build yourself, so that when the time comes and you have a book to promote, you can use your platform to tell people about your book and get the word out. I'm going to focus mostly on social media, as that is the easiest way to develop an author platform in this day and age. It is also pretty much essential. I don't think you can be a modern author, especially of YA, and not have social media profiles. I'm guessing if you're watching this video, that's probably not going to be a problem. But I have had to dispense this advice on a semi-regular basis, of all places on Reddit, to people who refuse to, even have a Facebook page, because and of course, when I tell them that Facebook is practically obsolete and they need to be on Twitter, you can see them start to hyperventilate. So I don't even mention Instagram, Snapchat, or YouTube, because they might have a heart attack. Which brings me to the essential platforms that you should be on. Opinions vary widely about this, and every social media platform has pros and cons, and suits different types of people as well as different types of brands. Your brand being you, the author, and the types of books that you write. My two favorites, which I have invested the most time in over many years and will continue to invest in the future, partly because I genuinely enjoy them, which is an important ingredient in terms of social media. You should vaguely enjoy the platforms that you are on, so your engagement on them is genuine. I love Twitter and I love Instagram. One can definitely argue that Twitter is the hub of the publishing industry right now. In terms of sheer numbers, there are more authors, aspiring authors, agents, editors, and readers on that platform. It is the best place to see and be seen, to pick up news, follow trends. And while it's a whole other discussion about how Twitter has changed and the YA industry is terrible now, Twitter is the place that you should be. And also, I don't necessarily buy into those arguments. Twitter has certainly changed, but that is the natural side effect of a growing platform. And if anything, the changes have made Twitter more dynamic and useful than ever. It's a great platform to share both a slice of your personality, share the things that you care about, and sneak in some book promotion. Now, Instagram is great for a slice of life. It's not so much a hard sell platform, and that is why I like it as an author and readers like it as readers. You're posting pretty pictures that give a hint of your life and the things that you're up to, and maybe you slip in some book promo once in a while. Instagram Stories is great, and of course it's just like Snapchat, which admittedly I am not on because I consider myself an old. So it's a great accomplishment that I have figured out Instagram stories and actually quite like it. I love following authors on Instagram and watching their stories every night and seeing what they're up to. You get snapshots of set visits and drafting and all the cool author friends that they hang out with. And if you're building your platform, other readers might want to see that too. Then there are what I consider the optional platforms. I consider them optional primarily for myself, but also for the average author who maybe isn't quite as comfortable with social media or whose personality doesn't fit the specific quirks of these platforms. Again, if you are watching this on YouTube, it's statistically likely that you consider these platforms essential, depending on your age and your background. These are Snapchat, Tumblr, and YouTube, where we are right now. As I mentioned, I am an old who is not on Snapchat. It came along at a point where I felt like I was on so many social media networks and I didn't quite understand it. And while now that I understand Instagram stories, I haven't completely ruled out joining Snapchat, I still have not done so, and I don't feel that it detracts too much from my author platform as a whole. But if you are a younger author, Snapchat is an organic place to be. You might already be on there, and it is a fantastic place to share bits of your life with readers. Tumblr is not just a platform, it is a way of life. If you're going to go Tumblr, you gotta go full Tumblr. Tumblr is a vibrant community, but it's all about constant engagement. Twitter is similar in that way, where if you are not in the Twitter mood and you're not in it and staying up to date, you will quickly fall behind. I do have a Tumblr, but I kind of fell off of the Tumblr wagon, and I feel like the car has sped up so fast ahead of me that I'm overwhelmed at the thought of getting back into Tumblr. So it has become a low priority social media platform for me personally. But if Tumblr is your jam, rock it out. Do Tumblr because it is a fantastic place to connect with real readers. I love authors that use Tumblr well. I'm always impressed with it, especially how they use the Ask box. One great one to look at is Victoria Aveyard. I love the way that she uses Tumblr and engages with people and has built her platform. And finally, YouTube, where we are right now. So as you may know, my channel is pretty new because I spent many years being a bit overwhelmed at the prospect of joining YouTube, starting a channel, buying gear, having to put on makeup and set up and film videos. Now that I'm here, I think it's really awesome, and I spend way too much of my time thinking about videos that I could film and devouring other people's videos more than I ever did before. But YouTube is not going to be an organic platform for a lot of people. You have to be comfortable talking in front of a camera. You have to have something to say. And if you're going to use it for your author platform, you need to put in the bare minimum of effort. So that does mean having a decent camera, finding a lone, clean space in your apartment that looks really pretty, buying lights, doing your makeup, investing in editing software, and then just spending the time. Because having a YouTube channel is a time investment. If you're gonna start putting out content, you need to consistently put out content, and if it's not high quality, no one's going to watch you. But YouTube is unique among all of the social platforms, as there is no better place to truly put yourself out there and give readers a sense of your personality. You can be funny or serious, you can give advice, whatever makes sense for you. YouTube and any video platform is a great way to bring that out. I think that's some of the appeal in Snapchat and Instagram stories as well. You feel more real when you're on video and you're showing snapshots of your life. You feel more real when you are broadcasting live and in color. Now for the completely optional social platforms that ultimately I just don't think have much value, especially if you can prioritize any of the other ones that I've already talked about. Pinterest and Facebook. I'm going to start with Facebook because, as I am an old, I have of course been on Facebook since the literal dawn of time. I have had a Facebook account since the first month it was in existence. My school was one of the first schools on it, so I can really hobble into the room with my cane and tell you how back in my day it was called thefacebook.com. And when it comes to author platform, especially again if you're writing YA, Facebook just is not the best place to be because it skews very, very old. I know very few people under the age of 20 who have Facebook accounts, and those who do are definitely on there for the benefit of their parents, their grandparents, aunts and uncles, in some cases to friend people like me, mentors, etc. But the core audience on Facebook skews a lot older. Now, if you want to reach older readers, that makes Facebook a really good place to be, especially if you don't want to maintain a regular website. A Facebook page can be a good substitution. The problem with Facebook is the way that pages are built and how engagement is built into the platform. The Facebook algorithm keeps the things that you post onto your Facebook brand page out of the newsfeed unless you pay them to boost it. So ultimately, you are paying through the nose for people to see your content. You have to rely on your most engaged fan base to browse to your Facebook page intentionally to catch your updates unless you want to pay. Personally, I have not yet bothered to set up a Facebook page as I have found it a better investment of my time to build on any other social platform before that one. What's funny about this is just a few years ago, I would have told you to definitely create a Facebook page. As someone who works in marketing, I have managed brand pages on Facebook, but I've just found that they've become less and less relevant. If you're writing in a different genre, however, that skews more adult, you might find Facebook pages really useful, especially if you write romance, mystery, or adult sci-fi and fantasy. Last but not least, Pinterest, which I consider simply a bonus platform. If you like Pinterest and you have a Pinterest, go for it. Of all the platforms, Pinterest is probably the least useful when it comes to user engagement, as well as the opportunity to directly promote your books to readers. However, it is a fantastic indirect promotional tool. I love to create boards for each of the book projects that I'm working on, and I pin it to help me brainstorm and draft my work. And then, once I'm done and I know it's a real book, I can make that board public and future readers can browse and kind of see what inspired me as I was writing if they choose to. There are a couple authors who I think use Pinterest really well. One of my favorites is Leigh Bardugo. I love browsing through her Grisha boards, and I find it incredibly inspiring for my own writing, but also it is just eye candy, and I love eye candy. So that is an overview of social media platforms that you could potentially use to build your author platform. As I said, at a bare minimum, you should be on at least one of them. And if you're going to choose only one of them, I would say it should probably be Twitter. But ideally, you should be on at least 2 to 3 of them. And if you can manage it with a measure of consistency, why not go for all of them or almost all of them? I'm on all of these except for Snapchat and Facebook. But don't neglect to take into account the unique personalities of each of these platforms. You should have the time and invest the care in developing content that is specifically targeted for each platform and what it's good at. That would mean creating videos for YouTube, creating unique snapshots for Instagram, doing Instagram stories of something different, or Snapchat, tweeting your thoughts or retweeting things that are important to you. Generally, you shouldn't be able to take one piece of content and send it out in the exact same way across every single social platform. There should be variations in how you say something, the media that you use on each one, and how you're contextualizing the things that you're saying. But this is author platform basics, so I won't get too much further into that. So that's the basics of author platform. You don't have to have one, but you definitely should. At the least, when you are ready to query your novel, you should start consciously building your author platform. Tweet with purpose, think about YouTube, curate your Pinterest boards, whatever that means for you. There's lots more you can do too. I'm also on Wattpad, I'm active on Reddit. Whatever makes sense to you for building who you are as an author and putting yourself out there in the world. There is a lot that I did not cover. Author platform can mean a lot of different things, so hit me up with questions in the comments or suggestions for topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. Marketing is my day job, so I have a lot to say about this. I've also been working on my author platform since 2013, so I am 4 years into this long game. In particular, I'm going to have a very long and detailed video all about building your author website. Guys, I have so many thoughts about author websites, and so many people don't even take 10 minutes of time to invest in them. And I think they're an important part of author platform branding strategy. But we're gonna save that for another day. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, as always, please subscribe for more wonderful videos, and I will hit you up soon with more advice.